Forget everything that Hollywood has poisoned your brain with over the years through paranormal investigation shows and movies, all the creepy music and the spooky settings. Forget it. All you need to know moving forward is the paranormal truth. Rise Up Paranormal. If you are looking for a paranormal investigation team that isn't trying to make it to Hollywood or trying to force the debate one way or the other of the existence of entities, Ken DaCosta and his team are who you've been looking for.
The thing is, whether it's Steve or Marcel, one of you guys is going to be focused on the meters and stuff so we can read them through here.
Yep. Our crew loves shooting with Rise Up. We get to see places we wouldn't normally see. So we thought we'd return the favor and bring Rise Up to a location closer to home for us, the Frank D. Walker Building in Marlborough, Massachusetts. It is the former high school and then middle school, which then became different city offices.
Okay, let's go to the ninth floor.
Even before the Walker Building was a school of any kind, this area was the location of the first settlement over 350 years ago in Marlborough. It was known as whip suffrage to its original settlers, the Praying Indians and Reverend Elliott. That would drastically change once white settlers moved into town. As Puritans usually did, the land here was taken away from the Indians. A meeting house was built and then burned down during the King Philip's War. There is even a cemetery in the back of the building with headstones that go as far back as the 1700s.
So I would imagine that how many floors now? 3?
Well,
4 technically?
yeah, well, 5 if you count the basement and the attic here.
Okay. 5. So we'll probably open up some doors on each floor on a hallway. Not all of them, but here and there. I would say whatever we can get into.
The tri-field is a 3-axis.
Right.
This, and this. K2s just come off one side. The left side is where the sensor is. So you're only going to read stuff on one side of the room. So if we put one K2 like this with the left, turn the other one upside down so the sensor is facing this way, we cover the whole room. So you put 2 next to each other.
Okay. All right.
Okay. At least you'll have a double axis reading on it.
Okay.
Because if you're looking for fields and when they go off, everybody gets excited, but what you're dealing with is only on the side opposite your toggle switch. So if we have 6, we can set up 3 on each floor in the hallway or something, however we want to do it. We got other EMF meters too. The only thing I want to make sure is like we do those things like with the tri-field, I want to put, tri-field maybe should go in the auditorium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they're hearing the voices. The only thing I want to make sure is it's at such an angle where any infrared light isn't bouncing off the plastic.
Right.
Because we did that at the theater and it's like the needle is jumping and I can't see it.
Right.
Yeah. It was just a flare. I want to take a look at the environment here and not just spend 5 hours asking questions.
Right.
Yeah. So you have one up there.
One's upstairs also.
We might have to come back up and adjust it, right?
Yeah.
We're good.
We're good? Yeah. Sweet. If we do that right, we should be able to catch both doors.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
In and out. And then I want to put like an EM meter in there or some K2s, and I want another camera just like on those.
A lot of planning and setup goes into any investigation, but when you are dealing with a building this size, it's even more so. All the members of Rise Up's team are hard at work trying to get all the equipment set up in time for the start of the investigation.
Guys, when we get ready to go and we have recorders, we're going to get our walkies out, right? And it's going to be a 3 count on 2 and 1 mark. Hit record on your DVRs at the same time we hit them on our recorders so we can sync up audio and video. Up ahead of you in the middle of the floor, you got 2 mills pointing in opposite directions, okay? So Each axis is pointing to a different end of the hallway, and then a REM pod up ahead of that.
We want to start in a room.
Yeah, we can just kind of meander in and out here.
I have motion sensors, I can angle down hallways or something.
I would put them at least that end near the stairway, Jules,
Okay.
okay? And actually, if you have two, maybe on the stairway there.
Okay.
Hello? It's around about 71 degrees, between 71 and a half, 71.8 degrees. 53% relative humidity.
And that's about what, 840?
Most of the stuff, it seems like they're here during the day, you know? So that's why the shadow things are kind of,
Prevalent?
they're everywhere,
Yeah.
you know? So the whole shadow phenomena during the day is not quite, you know, the way it is at night when your eyes are pretty much already impaired and you're struggling to make shapes out of things. So that's, I mean, it's interesting during the day.
Will be a lot of listening today. You wonder how much is residual with the schools and the people that were here,
You know.
with voices and movements and
Well, the thing is to ask yourself the question. All right, we were outside. We're coming in. A guy's pulling out of the parking lot. Hey, that building's haunted, he says.
yeah.
So I'm like, geez, I hope so. You know, I have no idea who the guy is. He
Immediate-
said, yeah, I saw the thing, you know, on the cars. Good luck tonight. And the police stopped Joe outside.
Figures
He says,
it's
"We
Joe."
guys looking for ghosts?" So, you know.
Me
Joe
and
was
Julie were walking back with the pizzas, and two people stopped us because of our shirts. Like, oh, those shirts, you just buy them, or are you guys part of it? We're like, yeah, we're part of it. We're just I'm at the old school, and they're like, oh, that place is creepy. We went there.
But this is what I'm saying. So it's the question is like, is everybody feeding each other,
Yeah,
or has this been like, is it something?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did it start with one story that now everyone has got their own experience about that one story?
Oh, you know, the building's got a creep factor. You get the building the way it is.
Yeah.
We say like it's Jeffersonian type architecture.
Yeah.
You got cemetery from the
Cemetery right
16
behind
and
it, yeah.
1700s out back, so it's got all the elements.
And then you got the stories, the
Yeah.
King Philip's War. So you know all of them heard that in school.
Yeah.
It's a plaque out front that tells the story.
So what I'm saying is, does it also happen here in the building too,
Yeah.
where people are kind of swapping stories and stuff like that? You know, so you've got to kind of have this mass sort of.
And you don't want to call it hysteria, but it's
well, no, not,
it's not that.
It's not
but-
an hysteria, but it's just sort of a, you know,
the water cooler talk.
yeah. Everybody's in on the legends and everything like that. So I don't know. We'll see. It's got the history and it's got the vibe.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And schools always have that vibe.
I know.
Like the one we did in Fall River.
I know.
It's kind of.
I know it.
It's. I think how many kids went through it.
Everything pretty quiet out there, Paula?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the first session.
Well, I just want to kind of listen to what traffic sounds like, what the building sounds like. I haven't heard anything kick on here.
No.
So as far as these fields fluctuating and stuff, I don't know.
Third floor, they don't have even the
We're probably,
electricity on.
yeah, we're probably here in a good time of year too.
Yeah.
You know,
No heat.
right. I think this was also always municipal building. Who's Frank Walk? Frank Walk was like the mayor? Something?
check
I
on
read a
that.
blurb. I have it.
Yeah.
It was named after.
He was the mayor for 2 years.
Okay, that's.
Yeah.
But it was.
2 years to name a building after him. Good deal.
It was a good deal. He must have been the person behind the building. But they named it when they built the second edition, if I'm not mistaken.
He had naming rights.
I don't remember what it was when it was just this left section. It was a different name. Because it was Gates Academy, and then it was. I think it was just high school. That's what it shows up on the maps in the late 1800s. Then it was, before that was the meeting house, and then before that was Native American farmland.
Is there anybody in here who'd like to talk to us? Are you curious about who we are? It might become clear as we go through the night here why we're here, but really quickly, we're here to try to give anybody who has passed on an opportunity to speak, let your voice be heard if it's possible for you to do that. If you'd like to let those who work here or let the living know that you still have a presence here and you're capable of doing that, we're here to listen to it. We're here to give you a voice. We have come here as friends. People in the building report seeing some odd things, hearing voices, so we're just curious as to whether anybody that can hear us might be responsible for those. And if we're capable of hearing your voice, I thought maybe you should know that. So if you want to communicate, you can come forward and do that however you choose to do it. My name is Ken. This is my friend Christopher.
Hello. I'd like to reiterate that, we're here to listen to you. We don't have a motive besides that. There's no trying to get you to leave. There's no chasing you down. We're here to listen. We've learned a lot about this location, and we just kind of wonder where you fall in history. Were you here at the beginning? Did you teach here, or did you go here? What's your story?
All right, if you do have something to say, we'd love to hear it. Or if you'd like to otherwise just kind of let your presence be known, let us know that you're here. And you can see and hear us.
I don't think anyone's ever tried this with you before. I'm sure it's completely new.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to address you or to talk to you, but we're going to try tonight. At least we're going to make an honest attempt.
And it takes your part, and you kind of have the advantage. We can't see you, so anything you can do to help us hear you, see you, communicate, that's why we're here today. A lot of members of the community have stories about you or people that are here with you. We just want to help them understand who you are and what about this building do you love and why you're here.
While Ken and Chris continue investigating the first floor with Julie and Paula, Rise Up had another team of Cody, Wellington, and Steve up on the third floor.
What's that? A temperature?
Yeah. All right, that's shadow. Where's the shadow? All right, we're zeroed out now.
Good?
Reset.
Alright, what's your lights? Yeah. It's not that, but they're shooting up.
All right, so if there's anybody here, my name is Cody, and with me is two of my friends, Wellington and Steve.
Hello. Hello.
We're here tonight to learn a little bit more about you. We're here to say hello. We're not here to hurt you. None of the stuff we have brought with us is here to hurt you. So we're just here to talk. We mean no harm. If you could start off by telling us your name. We introduced ourselves. It would be nice if you introduce yourself. You may see all these lights that we have set up on the floor. There's a couple of red lights in the room. If you talk into those lights, we will be able to hear you. You can ask us questions. You can answer our questions by talking into that red light. We may not answer you right away, but we will be able to play it back at a later time and hear everything you're saying. We also have a camera that's going to take images of you, video, so it'll record if you walk right down this hallway. And if you walk right in between these two lights, it'll make a beeping sound, and that's another way to let us know that you're here. So if there's anybody here, could you make this device beep by walking in front of it or coming close to it? This building has a lot of history to it, and we know all we can know by the information that has been given to us. So if you answer our questions, it's going to help tell your story for generations to come after us. We would love to know your name if you're still here, if you worked in this building, if you're buried on the property.
Were you here before this building? If you were, can you make a couple of knocks? If you don't want to use the electronic devices, you don't know what they are, maybe a couple of knocks will do.
I heard something, but I'm not sure if it was the floor.
How about two loud knocks like this?
Are you the only one in your family here, or do you have a wife, children? And if so, can you tell me what year it is? A little noise, but I think it's the settling of the building.
Very good. This building's really old, so I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of odd noises. At one time, this building was a school. Did you attend the school that was in this building? I thought I heard something down the end of the hallway there. Did you hear anything, Steve?
No? Some people say that they see some shadows moving, walking around. Is that you? If you're in the other room over there, can you make a noise, bang on something? Is there anybody above us?
Can you hear that? Nobody
Hear
heard it.
anything?
Can you hear the thump? Yeah, I heard a thump. Ooh, there it goes.
Is it above us?
Yes. it's both.
I think it's a bus.
That's what I'm saying, in the attic.
If you're up there, can you keep on walking?
Like 2 steps.
It was at least 2.
Yeah. Ooh, there goes.
There's nobody up there, right?
No,
Look at that.
right there, yeah.
It's right above us, literally.
How about a couple loud knocks like this?
First, the third floor team confirmed with the base that there was nobody up in the attic. Then Cody headed up just to make sure.
All right, we're clear.
Okay, mark audio, go back 30 seconds on this.
You hearing a very low rumble noise, like talking?
Female,
Yeah.
female voice.
I'm trying to hear if it's coming through like the ductwork that they have up here. But it's
Yeah, but there's 3 males upstairs.
I heard it, very low.
The only 2 girls here with us. You heard it?
Very, very low. I couldn't make it
I
out.
heard it loud in here.
So it had to be closer to you, because I was over
Yeah.
over there.
I didn't think much of it. I just figured it was somebody going down the sidewalk and... Yeah,
I couldn't make out male, female. I just heard like something.
I'll go on the record as saying female. So much so, I just expected to see somebody outside, kids walking by or something.
I was more near the door.
All right,
So I
let's give this,
give it a shot.
air music.
That's outside. Yeah, that's different though.
I don't know if that's different.
Or what is it?
That may be what I'm hearing. There a bar across the street.
No. That is music from somewhere though.
Doesn't sound like a band.
It's getting louder. So whatever it is coming.
That's what I was hearing.
That's outside. I don't know where it is though.
No, that's what I'm hearing. I'll put it this way, it's enough of a noise there that I gotta attribute it to that.
When you have a place this big with so many investigators in it, home base can play a crucial role in determining where everyone is at all times.
We use real-time audio, we run it through a sound program, and we can listen to it and hear everything going on in real time. Obviously we use the DVR system, which we have a couple cameras on this one going. We have one going on in the attic and that one, and we have yet another one over there doing 4 other cameras.
What are you setting up here, Ken?
Full spectrum camera. What it does is
There's only metal surfaces.
shoots in the infrared and ultraviolet range outside the spectrum of the visible spectrum of light that we use in the event that Maybe these things that we can't see are in that particular part of the light spectrum. So every once in a while we use this and take a few shots. The thing about these cameras to remember is that they have very, very slow shutter speeds. And a lot of times what you're seeing is, hand shaking.
Ken, Chris, Julie, and Paula are now in the basement of the Walker Building. This is their next stop on their quest to make contact.
Hello? There's anybody who can see or hear us, you must be so curious right now as to who these people are and why they're walking around in the dark, and I don't blame you one bit. So let me explain. My name's Ken. I'm going to do a little bit of the talking right now. And if you can hear me, or see me, or somehow are in tune with our presence here, a lot of the people who work in this building, a lot of the people who live in the city of Marlborough are quite convinced that there are spirits here. The souls of people who have passed on. So us, being the curious types that we are, got ourselves permission to come in after hours when no one was here to try to give you an opportunity. You're walking. I'm sorry I got interrupted, but we're here to reach out to you. If you have a message, if you have something that you'd like to say, if you are inclined in any way to try to communicate with us, the living souls in this building right now, I would like to let you know that you're welcome to do so. Okay, in order to do that, we've got some tools with us that help us do that. But more than anything else, we just want to stop. We want to listen. We want to look around in the event that you've decided to share a little something with us. And we're not going to ask you to do some kind of tricks and move stuff around, but if you're capable of doing that, or whatever it is, then we'd appreciate it. Just for you to let us know that you're here and you can see and hear us. And that's all. I'd like to know if you're aware of us. If you're aware of the people who are in and out of this building now. If you're aware of the people who work here. And perhaps in some way, you're trying to reach out to them. One of the obvious questions is how you feel about the renovations and the work that's going on in this building right now. Does this please you? When I talk about the meeting house that was on the same property, that shared the same property of this building, does that signal something to you when I talk about the meeting house? If it does, if this is something that's familiar to you, could you do something to let us know?
Mark audio. Did you hear anything?
I did not. You've got it amped, I heard. She has headphones on too, so.
It sounded like a
Okay. So if we talk about the meeting house a little bit, and we're trying to read up on our history, we're trying to learn a little bit about this, but we're not from the city, we're really not from around here. We traveled a good distance to be here tonight, and it is a pleasure to be here. But when I talk about the meeting house, is there something that you can share with us? Is this more toward your time? Is this something that you remember firsthand?
I know this must be new for you, having people in here. I know Ken's been doing a lot of the talking. My name's Chris. We've, believe it or not, done this a lot. We come and try to communicate with people who are left behind or still in a building or a house or outside or anywhere. And we try to get them to tell us their story or why they're here. We're not here to force you out, chase you. We're not here to force you to do tricks. We hope at one point you get comfortable and you can just tell us who you are, why you're here.
We'd like you to share a little information with us, or tell us a little about yourself, or you know what? If you have a question for us, ask your question about us. Is there something that you'd like to know? Perhaps we can hear it. We don't mind. Some of us are from Massachusetts, some of us are from Rhode Island. We're not witches and we're not mediums, and that's not why we try to communicate. Normally, we just look for answers for other people who think that they've experienced things. I was hoping you could help us out with that a little bit. In the other room over there, there's football uniforms and stuff, football helmets. And,
Oh, is there?
yeah, looks like maybe like Pop Warner or something. I was going to come out wearing a football helmet, but
Would have stole the show.
no, I couldn't get that thing over my fist. So, if we can entice you a little bit or convince you that, I don't know, put some faith in some strangers. Because listen, everybody in this city that we've met really and truly believes that there are still the souls of people left behind here. And they're able to talk, and they're able to be seen, and they move around. So I gotta say, it's not really gonna come as a surprise. If there's something you can do for us, it would be phenomenal.
Earlier in this session, Chris and Julie heard something that happened just in time for when Ken asked for an answer. Chris thinks it's a release valve in the boiler room next door. He went to check it out.
Oh, that's what it is. There's a compressor in that room that's making the noise.
When Cody, Steve, and Wellington were on the 3rd floor, they heard footsteps in the attic. Even though Cody went up and checked it out, Julie and Deb wanted to take a crack at it.
We've heard during the course of the evening some noises, some footsteps up here, and we've come up here to check it out. If you're trying to get our attention, you have gotten it, and we're hoping to communicate with you. We do have some equipment up here. I have a little light on the floor. It should turn off any minute now. And if you want to move around in front of the light will go on. It will not hurt you. It's just our way to communicate with you or to know that you're with us. So we also have some equipment in here. None of this will hurt you. It's just our way to possibly see you or hear you. So if anybody's up here, can you do anything to get our attention? Can you let us know where you are? Can you make a noise, or can you move around again? You will not scare us. Mayor Walker, are you with us this evening? We're here if you have a message to relay. We have lots of equipment to record.
Let me listen to this.
Let me see if this is the one. Just give me a sec to find it. Okay, yeah, this is it. I gotta get to it now.
Basically, we're both sitting like this.
Mm-hmm.
She has a recorder on the table, not touching it or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he just called a couple seconds ago. Said, hey, we got something going on. Can we stay for a couple more minutes? I said, okay.
Okay. Alright, so I don't know. Just you have to listen for like good 10-15 seconds, but you'll see in a minute.
Okay. You're not touching it?
No,
No.
that's
No, keep listening. What does it sound like to you?
it sounds like drums.
Thank you. That's exactly what we
Native
said.
American drums.
That's exactly what we
okay.
said.
So
We're not crazy.
this is exactly how it was,
Boom, boom,
Cody.
boom.
So
While we were talking about Indians, right?
Yes.
when you started talking about, we said, are there any Native Americans here? And then I was like, are they even going to know what a Native American is? Maybe we could call them Indians and it's okay. And so we're having this discussion about
Yeah.
that. And I have this
Yeah.
right here. I'm not touching it. He's sitting like that. I'm sitting like this. Now, whenever I have my headphones on, I can't tell if there's something going on around. So I said, was there a
Is
car,
there a car
going
going
by
by?
with heavy bass or something? He said, no, no car went
And
by.
I know when a car goes by because you can see the lights on the wall there. So
So yeah, that does sound like boom, boom. As soon as we started talking about the Indians and
Yep.
the Native Americans, it started doing that. And we're sitting here trying to replicate it. We've been trying to, and we're not coming up with it because neither of us was moving. Because
No.
I'm sitting here and
We're both
like I
sitting
was,
here
I'm
like
not
this.
even holding that.
It sounds like drums.
it
Yeah.
sounds exactly like drums to me.
Yeah. But then the damn that thing came on, then that thing
I know,
came
I gotta-
on,
I
and
gotta
we're
plug
like,
it back in
okay,
Before I forget.
maybe that's our cue to leave.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow,
not
that's
sure.
strange.
I'm not sure what that.
See what the other people think. I
It's
think
pretty
it sounds
relevant.
like drums.
So I said, and we didn't tell you what it was either.
No.
Okay. Oh.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Oh,
At
yeah.
first it sounds like something shuffling with the mic. And then all of a sudden you had a boom, boom.
While you're moving, like I wasn't moving.
You can almost hear like the echoing of whatever it was. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, like a drum. It sounded like a drum. That's exactly what it sounds like.
With a building this big, we knew the investigation would run long. There were further investigations done on the second floor and in the Johnson Auditorium, which was under construction. A lot of people doing a lot of work, and that didn't even include when Rise Up had to pack everything back up. So let's take a moment to see what evidence, if any, came out of the investigation of the Walker Building. Once again, we found our own piece of potential evidence. It was from very early in the night when our cameras were with Ken and Chris on the first floor.
If you'd like to let those who work here or let the living know that you still have a presence here and you're capable of doing that, we're here to listen to it. Those who work here or let the living know that or let the living know that or let the living know that.
After doing a spectrum analysis, Ken found that the sound had vocal characteristics. There were 3 red marks in the analysis that verify that. They are seen here compared to Ken's voice. This is definitely odd. This EVP that Rise Up found falls into that same odd category. It's something. What? We don't know. My best guess was that a pterodactyl from Jurassic World had been hiding out in the basement of the Walker Building for millions of years. Between the voice on the first floor, the footsteps in the attic, and the Jurassic screech, there were some occurrences, but nothing that Ken and Rise Up would deem to be profound, irrefutable proof of a haunting at the Walker Building. But with the size of this building, Rise Up has requested a follow-up in order to spend more time there. This gives them the opportunity to dig a little deeper and find out more about, as Ken put it, the story that the building has to tell. Hey, they all can't be big winners, even though Hollywood producers would lead you to believe that they are. Here's a sneak peek at our next investigation site on the Paranormal Truth.
Open a door.
That's BS because I closed that thing. Even with the wires under it, it was still closed.
Thanks for watching Rise Up Paranormal's investigation of the Walker Building in Marlborough, Massachusetts. I'm Dan Ginden, and I've been seeking out the paranormal truth.